Hello and welcome back to the channel. Shout out to all of the amazing mother hustlers out there who are tuning in for yet another video. I am so excited to be here with you guys today because as you can tell from the title, I am talking about a topic that is very important to me, and I think that so many people, not just moms, but especially moms, are struggling with this issue right now for a variety of reasons. So I want to talk to you guys today about this topic of focus, and let's go ahead and get into it. Are you a busy mom who is always getting pulled in 1,000 different directions? Do you find it so easy to keep everyone around you motivated and on task, but you find yourself constantly struggling to stay focused and motivated to complete your projects and accomplish your goals? Did you start off this year super excited about a particular project or goal, but you've already fallen off and you're tired of constantly having to start over? Do you want to learn how you can finally tackle the issue of focus and create blocks of time so that you can actually accomplish more things and feel even more excited about your growth and progress as a mom and as a person? If you answered yes to those questions, then this video is just for you, because even though there is no way to totally solve the issue of procrastination and focus, today's video is going to give you some realistic tools and techniques that you can use to actually increase your attention span and get more done. My kitty is in here running around, so and I'm not editing this video. If you're new to the channel, let me introduce myself. I'm Kiara, a single mom of two, and over 8 years ago, I quit my job for the last time to start my own business, the Right Click Agency, a full-service digital marketing agency, which I've been growing and running full-time ever since. But I also started another business around the same time called the Mother Hustler Movement. As you can see, I'm wearing some of our merch today. Definitely visit the website, ladies. The new site is up, so you can go check out all of our merch and definitely support some or purchase some. The Mother Hustler Movement was created specifically for single moms who wanted to get unstuck, build lasting connections with friends, and finally obtain financial success. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a pretty life-changing concept for me, and I've never really talked about it in this way before, especially not on this channel. But I want to talk to you guys about, yes, exactly what I just said, a strategy that really changed my life and helped me to catapult myself to my success. I think get more done in the past 8 years. It feels like it's been like 20 years that I've been able to accomplish so many of the things that I've done. And I'm going to talk to you about how your ability to focus, how it can impact your business, your wealth, your relationships, and even your self-confidence, and what you can do to improve it starting right now. So when I first got introduced to this concept and the power of focus, it was actually around the time that I was introduced to the concept of manifestation. And the way that I have come to understand, I want to clarify some of the things that I understand about manifestation and some of the ways that I use manifestation. And part of the reason why I am doing this, guys, is because we are actually kicking off our 14-day manifestation challenge inside of the Mother Hustler Movement group. This is not just a challenge for the ladies in the group. This is also a challenge for me, for myself. I'm so excited about this. But we're kicking it off inside of the group. And so I wanted to really lay a foundation for all of the women who are participating, and all the women who are going to come on and participate as the Mother Hustler Movement grows. And I wanted to give you guys a clear cut foundation that really kind of explains it in a simplified way that makes sense, that I think is easy for people to adapt to their real lives. Okay, so now that I've said all that, I got introduced to this concept of focus, the power of focus, back when I was introduced to manifestation. And what I understand about manifestation, or how I understand manifestation, is really our ability to accomplish things. Most people, when they're talking about manifestation, they're talking, or they are, they're speaking about this magical, if you will, occurrence. And yes, sometimes I myself have experienced what people would consider to be magical or a miracle. And I'll talk about that some inside of the group when we're doing the manifestation challenge. So if you're interested in hearing some of my manifestation success stories about manifesting money, manifesting just a lot of different stuff. I don't even want to like tease any of it here, because I gotta get clear on what I'm gonna be actually sharing with you guys. However, what I want to say is that most manifestations that I have experienced have actually come through putting in the work, right? Going through the steps to accomplish something. And I think that so many people underestimate that form of manifestation, that form of getting things done. So let's say you want to lose 10 pounds. It's totally possible for you to lose 10 pounds overnight magically by manifesting it, but it's equally as possible for you to lose 10 pounds by changing your diet, getting up, going to the gym, taking some supplements, getting some more rest, and you could possibly lose that 10 pounds in 2 weeks. And so, did you manifest it? To some degree, yes, but you also accomplished it, right? And so that is the foundation of kind of how I was introduced to manifestation, and how I really understand manifestation, how I integrate it into my life today. And so around this time, I was reading a few books, and one of those books was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which I'll talk a little bit more about him in a few minutes. Someone else that I was introduced to around that time was Bob Proctor. If you've never heard of Bob Proctor, definitely Google him. If you've heard of him but you never really listened to any of his trainings or teachings or meditations, definitely go check him out. I love Bob Proctor so much. But one of his most famous quotes is actually in one of his meditations, is that man's chief delusion is that there are causes other than himself. He says all that befalls a person, all that is done by him, is a result of his own state of consciousness. And so basically what he's saying is that all of our life experiences are based on what we think about ourselves and what we think about the world around us, right? Our perception, our consciousness. Wow, right? That's a very interesting thing to say. It's kind of heavy, right, when you think about it. And Napoleon Hill, who I just mentioned, wrote an amazing book called Think and Grow Rich, in which he really kind of breaks down manifestation into practical tips. I definitely think that everybody should read that book. But he also wrote another book called Outwitting the Devil. And in the book, Outwitting the Devil, he describes one of the devil's main tactics as being getting us to lose our focus, or in other words, bombarding us with distractions. And so basically, based on this book, what he is saying, what Napoleon Hill is saying, and even what Bob Proctor and other manifestation and law of attraction and all of those people, what they teach is that your ability to focus is in direct correlation with your ability to manifest things. Your ability to get things done is in direct correlation with your ability to focus on things. And that one of the devil's primary ways to get us off track, keep us from accomplishing things, keep us from building wealth, accomplishing our goals, doing the things that we were put here to do, fulfilling our purpose, being positive, all of that kind of stuff, right, is just through causing us to be distracted. So again, very heavy when you think about it, because it's like every single time you can't control your thoughts, every single time you're getting pulled in 1,000 different directions, every single time you're, not focusing on the things that you should be doing, the things that are truly important to your life's calling, your purpose as an individual, and just things that are going to make you happy. Right? Every time your social media is notifying you of something, or you're like scrolling endlessly on social media, every time you're getting, these crazy calls from friends or family who are distracting you when you're trying to work on particular projects, even your thoughts, your insecurities, your fears about yourself, the things that keep you stuck, they are all attacks from the enemy to prevent you from accomplishing things. So when you think about it like that, it becomes very clear that our ability to focus is super, super important. And there are so many other quotes, so many other things that I just think when I think about focus. There's even a scripture that's coming to mind where I don't know exactly where it is in the Bible, but this says that, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Let that man not think that he will receive anything from the Lord. Right? So when we cannot be stable in our thinking, when we cannot be stable in our thoughts, really what that scripture is saying, the reason why most people do not get the things that they want is because they're not stable and focused in their thoughts. So today's video, it is going to be a little bit longer than the videos that I normally do, but I want to give you guys a lot of value in today's video. So that way, if you do decide to join us in the manifestation challenge, you can actually see some change and transformation in your life and in your business. And I just want to share with you guys, this year I got super disciplined again. Like, I typically am a disciplined person, but for whatever reason, life happens. And at the beginning of this year, I got very, very disciplined and very, very focused. And I just want to share that, I have been able to accomplish, again, some of my goals in warp speed. And it's because of me really going back to the basics and getting back to this stuff that I used to do. And also, like just doing it, right? That's the part that sometimes we know what to do, but we're not putting all of the things together to actually be able to see it. And the reason why sometimes we need accountability, and that's why I said this challenge is not just for you guys, but it's also for me as well. So let's hop into the tips. The number one thing I want you guys to do before we go any further is go download my free time management workbook. It's called Master the Hustle. And it's really just a workbook of strategies that I have implemented over the years that have truly helped me to transform the way that I look at time management, the way that I look at my goals, and the way that I look at my responsibilities. And so I do think that it will be very, very helpful to those of you who want to go check it out, and you're going to use some of the stuff that we're talking about inside of today's video. And then the second thing is join us in the challenge. If you're not already a part of the Mother Hustler movement, go join the group on Facebook. Get inside. We are reactivating that group and doing so many amazing things. There are a ton of amazing women inside of the group who are building their own businesses, and they're looking for great women just like you to be able to connect with, okay? So let's get into my tips to, first of all, how do I begin to even get focused, right? If I am constantly being pulled in a bunch of different directions, many of you still have day jobs, which I was in that situation at one point, and just having to be somewhere for 8 to 10 hours a day can be overwhelming when it comes to again, being able to set aside time to work on your goals, to work on the things that you want to accomplish. Another thing that I really want to make sure that you guys understand that is super important to me is balance. Okay. So, no matter what I'm talking about today and how disciplined you decide to make your schedule, I want you to understand that there are going to be days that you're going to fall off track and you're not going to be able to completely stick to the schedule. The reason that one of the big reasons that we have the schedule is not just so that it can dictate to us what are we supposed to be doing on a day-to-day basis, but in those moments when we do fall off, in those moments when we do get off track, when we do get sick or our children get sick, and we miss a day or two, and then it's time to come back to work, and we're confused and disoriented because we've been away. You might have been on vacation. So many different things can happen. You use the schedule as an anchor to really help you to remember, to recall, to hop right back into the motion of executing all of the things that you've already been doing so that you lose less time, which was a big area, like a big issue for me because I would have these, especially as a mom of two, when I first had Josiah, which was when I started the business, like it just created so many disruptions in my schedule because he was a newborn. And so I really needed to again have things that anchor me, and even to this day, it's a strategy that I use to keep myself grounded in my schedule, to keep myself focused, and to keep myself on point. So even though I don't necessarily like, I do have standing meetings or like appointments that we keep, places that we have to be. Of course, our business has a standard operating schedule. But for all intents and purposes, most days I don't have to be somewhere at a particular time. Because of that, it's important for me to implement those anchors into my schedule just because of the type of person that I am, to hold myself accountable. But I learned that from using my job. So anyway, I really want to dive into this stuff, but I wanted to emphasize how important it is to use what you have and to understand that it's all about balance. You're not going to start out as being perfect, so do not pressure yourself with this information that I'm going to be sharing today. Okay, so the number one tip that we're finally addressing after that long intro, the number one tip for you guys to keep in mind is that you have to be clear on what you want. Your ability to focus is going to directly be correlated to your ability to manifest your dreams, accomplish your goals, get things done. So the clearer you are about what it is that you actually want to accomplish, the easier it is to get that done. If you're like, oh, I want to start a business and I just want to start making some money, you're not going to know. Well, you will know, but it's just very vague. As opposed to saying, I want to start a business and I want to start making $1,000 extra per month within the first 90 days. And within the year, I want to be making $5,000 a month. Those are things that you can easily identify as to whether or not you've actually accomplished them. So it also helps you to be able to set realistic time frames for when you're gonna be able to accomplish them, not just based on you, but based on outside forces that you may not necessarily be able to control. And this is an area that so many people really struggle with because you might be willing to work, you know, nonstop 24 hours a day on a project today. But is that realistic based on all of the other things that you have going on in your life and all of the other responsibilities that you have? And what is a reasonable balance where you're still going to enjoy doing it, even though it's work, even though it's a huge responsibility on you? You don't want to burn yourself out. You don't want to get to the point where you actually start to dislike the thing that you started to do because it was bringing you joy, right? Is that making sense? So getting clear on what you actually want to manifest, again, keeping with the weight loss goal, that's something super easy for everybody to be able to relate to. But when I'm talking about manifesting, guys, I'm literally talking about anything. You could be manifesting a house, you could be manifesting a car, you could be manifesting a business, a relationship, weight loss, anything. And the reality is, yes, things do happen in a magical way, but you're actually going to have to put in some sort of effort, some sort of work to be able to get yourself to that place. So now that you're clear on what you want, the next thing that you want to be able to do is to identify how much time you have to spend on this each day or week, depending on what it is that you want to do. For example, with fitness, you may not be working out every single day. If your goal is to lose 10 pounds, you might want to work out 3 times a week or 4 times a week, depending on how much time you have. But you need to identify how much time you have and how much effort you're willing to put into it, again, so that you can set realistic milestones for yourself. Because if your goal is to lose 10 pounds, but you only are able to work out once a week, then you know that it's probably going to take you, a little longer, maybe a month or 3 months to lose the weight, versus if you're able and willing to commit working out 5 times a week. You're probably going to lose the 10 pounds. If you're implementing diet and other things, you're going to lose the 10 pounds faster, right? And it's the same thing with manifestation. It's like, if I'm putting in more work because I'm more passionate about this and I believe in this, and I'm also incorporating some other things that we're going to talk about, yes, of course it's happening for me faster than it's happening for you. Of course I lost the 10 pounds in 2 weeks because I changed my diet. I started drinking more water. I started working out twice a day. I was putting in the effort. So yes, of course you see a rapid change, okay? After you have identified how much time you're willing to put in, the next tip is for you to learn how to put in that time without distractions. If you're going to the gym, you don't want to be at the gym on social media texting your friends, because you might actually end up only working out, a portion of the time that you're there, obviously, because you're wasting time doing other things. If you're working on a project, I just took up the hobby of sewing. I love it so much, you guys. I'm going to be working on something later this week, actually. But if I'm supposed to be sewing, but I'm watching a movie, I'm not really focused on my project. So even though it doesn't seem like it's distracting me, it actually is, and it's taking away from my ability to execute and to really put in my best effort so that I can get the best result. So learn how to work without distractions. No, I realize that is not always something that everyone is capable of doing. Yes, I do realize that sometimes our children are gonna burst in the room. We're gonna have other distractions, other things that are going on. That's totally normal. But we also do need to learn how to set boundaries with ourselves and with those people around us. Because sometimes, again, with the gym, I see so many people that come to the gym and they're like literally just there. First of all, I'm not gonna this is like a complete sidebar. I don't want to get off track, but women who come to the gym in like full makeup, I just always really wonder, like, how did you do that? I'm not saying don't freshen up. I'm not saying don't, put it together, but like some of the women that come to my gym, it's like, you didn't come here to work out, baby, with the glitter eyeshadow. But anyway, work without distractions. One of the things that helps me to be consistent, I hope nobody is offended by what I just said either. I'm just saying, one of the things that helps me to be consistent in going to the gym is that I go to the gym to work out. So yes, of course, when I go outside, I want to look presentable. I'm going to be like freshen up, brush my hair, put on presentable clothes. I love my workout outfits, all of those things. However, I'm not giving myself a full beat before I go to the gym, because I'm going there to sweat and to work out, right? So work without distractions, and work on our mindset. Why are you trying to accomplish this? Are you doing this because this is a goal that you genuinely have for yourself? Something that you actually want to accomplish? Or are you doing this because you're trying to get some sort of reaction or accolade or prove something to an outside force? Like, what are your true intentions? Most people don't think about this, but intentions are very, very important when it comes to ease of manifestation, in my opinion. A lot of times, some of the obstacles and closed doors and even just negative things that happen when people are trying to like accomplish certain goals and get to certain things in life, that happens because their intentions are not good, right? It's like, oh, I want this because I want to prove this, or I want to have this image or this persona. So just be very careful with your intentions. Try to make sure that you're doing things for the right reasons, that your motivations are pure, and that even when you experience negative reactions in the world, that you don't allow it to disrupt or influence your motivations, right? And that can be hard because life is challenging. People come with all sorts of problems and issues and experiences. And so it's just very, very important in my experience to, again, think about why we are doing things and truly make sure that our goals and our desires are aligned with who we want to be and who we want to show up as in this world. Because I can say, like, there were opportunities or things that I went after that were not necessarily in alignment with like who I really wanted to be and what I really wanted to accomplish. And in a really, kind of amazing way, I can look back at those situations now and see how I was protected and not being able to accomplish them, protected and not being able to manifest those things into my reality. However, I caused myself a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, a lot of unnecessary just negative emotions because I was trying to pursue things for the wrong reasons. So make sure that your intentions are in alignment with good, positive motivations, good for everybody, as well as really good for you and for who you want to be in life and for what you want to do. And the other part of that is auditing your efforts, right? Because if I'm doing it with pure and good intentions and, my motivations are really truly in alignment with who I want to be and the type of person that I want to be, then it should be bringing me joy to do this thing. And so this is where, a lot of people, I think, misinterpret the like feeling is a secret and follow your joy and all of that kind of stuff. When you're accomplishing, like, sometimes work is work, but when you're accomplishing work that is, progressive for you, you know that it's on track for where you want to go. It might be tough for you to go to the gym twice a day, 4 days a week. It might be tough for you to give up coffee and, cut other things out of your diet. But you're excited. You're happy to do it when you hop on the scale 4 days in and you're already down 6.5 pounds. Right? Like, you're like, okay, we're on a roll. I'm going to be able to keep doing it. And so if it is on the opposite end of that, if your efforts are frustrating you, if you are experiencing a lot of negativity, you're feeling like you almost have to, it's not coming easy to you. You have to change who you are. You got to manipulate the situation. You got to, like, whatever it is, you got to trick yourself to do all of these different things to stop eating the foods. Then your motivations and your intentions might be off. That's what I'm trying to say. That a lot of times there are internal signals that we often ignore when we're trying to accomplish things. And it just means that we need to really take a look at again, why we're doing it. What is our motivation? How can I more align with what I truly am here to be and to do and to accomplish? Because remember, we talked about this at the beginning. I talked about this at the beginning of this video, that the devil's number one tactic is to get us off focus. So even like when our insecurities are coming up and these negative thoughts are coming up about why we can't do something, we have to examine those things if we're going to be able to truly accomplish what it is that we want to accomplish. Finally, we want to make sure that we are referring to the plan often. And so I really do recommend that you download that time management guide, because it really helps me I go over a lot of different strategies in it. And like I said, it really helped me to transform my schedule, transform the way I look at my responsibilities, transform the way I look at my life. And help me to build a life that is more fulfilling. Yes, it is demanding. Okay, I get up very early every day. I stay up late mostly every night. I have a lot of things on my plate. And so it's not that it's not work. It's very demanding, but it is also very fulfilling. And to me, it comes with a lot of ease because I'm doing things that I want to do, things that bring me joy. And when things begin to become challenging, when things begin to become not in alignment with my highest purpose, those are indicators that something about the situation, the dynamic, whatever it is, whatever that thing is, it has to change. And it's time to manifest something different. So I wanted to also give you guys a couple quick tips. Again, I know this video is a little bit longer than the normal content for this channel, but this is all about us laying a foundation for being able to effectively manifest as we kick off our 14-day manifestation challenge. So what are some ways that you can improve your focus? This is actually something that I've been working on all year. I want to give you guys just a few things that I've been doing. Number one is meditating and or visualizing daily. You should be spending, I would say, at least 20 to 30 minutes a day, more if you have the time, but minimum 20 to 30 minutes a day meditating and visualizing. And the scenes that you visualize are really based on what you're trying to accomplish. I'm going to talk more in depth about strategies or techniques, I guess, inside of the channel, inside of the group. But meditating can literally just be listening to a guided meditation or sitting silently in the room and monitoring your breathing. Another visualization technique that I use to improve focus is visualizing a leaf falling from a tree and floating slowly down to the pond. That's a really good one. And then another focus tool that I use is using playing cards and laying them flat, counting them one at a time, and just focusing on the cards and what they are. Other things that you can do to improve your focus, your ability to focus. And when I say ability to focus, I'm also referring to your attention span. What a lot of people are kind of didn't talk about this, but I guess I should have mentioned it. A lot of people don't realize the influence that so much social media and so many messages from television, radio, like literally all of these devices around us all the time, all of this hyper interaction does to us. And so many of us do have much shorter attention spans than, I'm sure there's a study, I'm going to look it up, but I know that even myself, like I have to be conscientious to sit down and read. Reading is another technique that will help you to improve your ability to focus. So spending, again, 20 to 30 minutes a day just sitting and reading is drastically going to help you to be able to focus on things for a longer period of time. working out, any sort of exercise, I think will help improve your focus, but specifically yoga, Pilates. I love Pilates. I think that Pilates has helped me so much. Oh my gosh, you guys, to be able to increase my focus and to move more intentionally, like to be more intentional with literally everything, not just in my movements, literally with everything that I do. In any other form of breath work as well. So you can Google like breath work techniques. There are tons of them. Fire breaths, all of those things definitely help you to um, be able to focus more. Diet and rest, of course, making sure that you're eating healthy, well balanced meals, drinking water, staying hydrated, getting, the recommended amount of sleep is drastically going to help improve your ability to focus, as well as this is something that I'm doing myself right now, social media detoxing, you guys. So you don't have to do it as drastic as I have. I've actually removed Instagram and Facebook from my personal cell phone. Of course, we still, my agency still has to have a presence, and like my clients' businesses, all of that kind of stuff. But I don't have to have a personal presence on Instagram. So I don't have, I mean, my accounts are still there and I probably will come back. But for the time being, I am going through a detox and I still check it, but just even in the first like 24 hours of deleting the apps, I noticed how many times I was going to my phone to search for Facebook or Instagram. So not having immediate access to those apps have definitely helped me. But if you're not willing to delete the apps, you can just do a replacement. So replacing Pinterest, LinkedIn, and YouTube for your TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram platforms, and focusing more on curating content that you actually want. Those three platforms that I mentioned, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and YouTube, they are actually going to give you content based on like what you're searching for, what you're consuming, as opposed to what's trending and what's controversial. So, spend more time listening to podcasts, audiobooks. You can also, especially on YouTube, research any topic of your interest. And I literally mean any topic from sewing to cooking to hair care, like anything that you're interested in, home repairs. You can definitely find it on YouTube. So these are my tips for improving your focus, how to increase your ability to focus so that you can get more done, as well as how to improve your attention span. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for sticking with your girl. I really hope that the information that I shared was useful for you. I hope you join us in the 14-day challenge inside the Mother Hustler movement. I'm going to be doing some live streams over there inside the group. And I hope that you download the free guide, Master the Hustle, so that you can really implement some of those time management strategies into your own life. You can click the link in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you drop a comment if it was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any more tips or any things that you do to improve your focus, or if this is an area that you struggle with and you want me to talk about this more. I definitely would be interested in talking more about manifestation on the Mother Hustler channel. So definitely stay tuned for more videos like that. And I can't wait until I get to come back and talk to you guys again. Until next time, bye.